We now are tied in the tournament, 2-2. We have a guy who brought mainly a control combo lineup versus the guy who brought mainly aggro with a splash of Dumgar. We are moving to final game. The winner of this game will decide who our 2024 World Championship Hearthstone International Gaming Superstar will be. Truly, what has been a long, hard-fought weekend will all come down to this last Hearthstoner game. Months and months of grinding, years of refinement, learning, adapting, creating.
Such a well-rounded player with such a wide variety of decks.
All of this needs to be condensed into what will be the most important single-handed game either player will play for the remainder of their probably Hearthstone career lives. These two mulligans will be the decider of who player walks away with $100,000 more than the other player. Life-changing money, life-changing directions. The pressure of each player at an absolute maximum, climaxing. This is the tip of the mountain. There is no higher. These are the highs.
Think about their turns and go, right, do this, and then, like, there's that thing, right? Then they execute it, which is still very impressive, don't get me wrong. But the fact that Yamming just basically, like, the turn begins and within like half a second, it's like, yeah, okay, so this is what I'm supposed to do. Boom, 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 done.
Yeah.
And it just looks, whilst being so calm,
Refine your mind, Neo.
We can only judge what we can
See the truth.
It just looks so impressive to me, because I would sit and think.
The truth is, there is no spoon.
Just about get a turn in, and I'd realize every decision I
We're
made
in.
that turn was wrong. Right?
Game 5. New Heights in hand. Parrot Sanctuary in hand. Bird watching. Natalie's in hand.
And it's all going to come down to this. The final game, winner takes all.
Winner takes all. Hunter versus the Druid.
Right here,
Both
game 5,
one with nature.
Hearthstone World Championship Finals. It's Europe versus China the way it should be, as Fury said it, but I think he would much rather have had an easier time of it than he's having here. Yeah. Same goes for Yang Ming.
Natalie comes down, turn 2. Tough, tough.
We see the true honorable
New Heights on 3. Ramp.
Honorable Hunter, honorable Druid. No one's ever complained about these classes of him.
Frost Lotus into Dungar into Innervate into Trail Mix into GG. No re. Fury Hunter takes it. This is what he needs to succeed.
Yes, of course, Exarch, nice and early.
Bird watching.
Dodging the issues you were talking about.
Grifta.
Right? Like, if you can't just spam
Or
this
Mixologist.
game, how good is the deck going to actually perform? Well, Yamming won't have to think about that because the Discover options, that they're ready and waiting.
Grifta was the pick. 3 to the face.
Go for the Grifter. Now, there's a tempo option here, but not sure you need the second XR.
All right. Frost, Lotus, Bloom. Draw 2, gain 10 armor.
Well, Fury, gonna have to start playing this out. Nothing.
I lied. Apparently, he wants to Revelation. But now, if he blossoms and then he hits Dungar.
Before that trail mix is played, obviously needs some.
All right. No
really
Dungar. Yogg's in hand. Zilly's in hand. This is not good. That means when he does Dungar or Ponyta, it will not pull good things. There's the Discover. Here's a tracking. That could be a second Ceaseless. That is a second Ceaseless. That is insane. We might see a tracking come down.
Yeah.
77 mana Ceaseless.
We either see a tracking. I don't know why we. Oh, he wants to put the Grifta thing in the Tide Pool Pupil. So by playing tracking, but if he plays the 2 spell, then it still goes into the Tide Pool. He goes with the Alien Encounters, attacks for 3, and probably ends his turn. Wait, Battle Cry into Pupil? To get what? Another Encounters? Why? Against
and
Druid,
it's
that's not
something
important, but
especially
sure.
in this deck you do not want to mess up your
There's
board,
the
right?
innervate.
If there's one thing you need to take a second to
All right.
check,
Well,
because it could
he might just
ruin
draw the
yourself.
1, gain the 5, play Trail Mix, go innervate, and then Yogg on turn 10, and that will, or what will be his turn 7, but will be turn 10 with Trail Mix. There's the Ceaseless. Here comes the Trail Mix. He has to do it. He's got to play the Trail Mix. And then he's going to have to innervate the Yogg, and then in Yogg we trust. There's the Trail Mix!
Can do sometimes, which is be weirdly aggressive with small minions.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Grifta.
Oh, the Griff.
Bad
Yeah,
things
Fury
are
response,
happening.
Like the Rengar is still there.
I'm looking at the mind control. Actually cracked.
I think have to be the two
The
premiums
Ziliax. Big damage coming through.
Against Fury right now. I think that's a very, very good choice here.
We can either go, we can't even do Eleanor first.
Of a ways off.
He could actually go Ziliax here, real talk though.
Yeah.
He could just go Zilly
have
knowing that
innervate
the
once
mind
again,
control can't take it.
And it's gonna have to be, isn't it?
Would not be against it.
Not enough to save him in the previous
But, like,
game.
I'll-
We'll have to hope that even with the incredible outcome, full board.
It's gotta be Hail Mary Yogg.
Not quite in the end.
Or it's Ziliax. It's a Hail Mary Yogg.
It's got to be done.
Ah! Everything attacks everything. We're gonna need some insane stuff.
The frustration for Fury.
We need hits
knows
big.
the board
We need
can
random
basically
spells big.
More or less get regenerated, right? With the
Pressure
the encounters.
points. Hitting Yogg. Spot the difference. That's just not really good enough.
6 damage you would rather not have on that board right now.
Game
for
is not
Fury.
over. But the dim light in Fury's eyes
Gonna get the
slowly
Rengar
fading
back.
out. It's a small candle burning in a long, distant, and open, airy hallway. Shadows are creeping in all around him.
And
The
look,
coldness,
there's the board again, and this time
fresh
there's no
against the
Yogg,
skin,
and I think
rippling
Fury's
across
starting
it
to shake of the head there because
as his hairs firmly stand up.
he can't regenerate
as if he
Yoggs
had
like,
goosebumps,
Yamin can
but
regenerate
he
boards
doesn't.
Right now. He even gets to keep the Grifter by using one of these
Titan forged traps, locking down the opponent's further movements, slipping Fury Hunter farther and farther away from what could have been
that he has in his position.
a World Championship game to now was a seamless, empty void that was Druid not being able to get a win.
Just to say, you know what?
Yamming, staring at his monitor. If I could, he would probably be shooting laser beams out of his eyes. A slight smile goes across his face as he understands his opponent is in a devastating position. The reverse doggy style, 4,000. Mind controlling Grifta to try to squeak out what possibly could be a defensive secret. Crystal Cluster to gain what is just a mana remains. Hunter looking at what is 10 damage on the board, 1 open minion slot. The Titan being revealed off of the top, adding more damage to the board, getting replicated with the run 2, coming down, probably picking up the +2 on this. The draw doesn't matter. The onslaught does not stop. The Hunter is hunting the Dungar. We do have what could be the Eleanor hitting the floor. Full health maybe? Mana comebackies into the Zillies. Druid is not out. Druid is always in until it is out, but currently not out, still in. The revelation to draw the cluster, reducing the cost by 1. Significance? Not very much.
Not to be found in the remainder of his deck. He has some defensive options.
Keep in mind, Hunter still has the mind control, which means it can take Eleanor and click the one that he does not click. So if he does not click mana, the Hunter will have endless mana,
Fury has to give it a try,
which makes it leaning towards the healing. But if he goes healing, bad things also happen.
I think it realistically is the only
You should stall with full health. It's not really a stall because the Hunter would use the 1 mana mind control. Take it and then go to full mana again.
two options though.
So the hunter would just trade all the little
that's what I
minions
was just
off,
about to say.
steal
what
it,
is the actual
play even
play?
more stuff like the other Titan, refresh into tracking for more value. I think he has to go Zilly. Because if the hunter takes the Titan, he gets heal and draw, which the hunter needs neither of those. This is the only play. This is the play.
If this Aeonar gets to live because of the Unkiliacs, then then there's option 2 as well. Right?
Keep in mind, once Ziliax dies, Hydration Station becomes significantly stronger.
Try and find a way to get through this. There is still a mixologist there in the hand as well. So
Fury Hunter is fighting with every last fiber in his brain.
Normally, deal 3, deal 2, whatever, can help out with these scenarios. But that Ziliax is a pain to deal with.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, he cannot steal the Unkiliacs because it is untargetable by spells. So, like I said, if he took the Titan, he already used the refresh, so the Hunter doesn't need cards and it doesn't need health. So it just doesn't, like, the mind control doesn't have a target with this particular play. Fury might win. I see a way. There is a way, but the doors are closing and time is limited. The Hunter will inevitably be able to create so much value from Grifta and discovers that the Druid will be unable to come back from that. However, the Druid is coming back. Slowly but surely, Ziliax and the Titan are clawing their way out of what seemed like a pretty big pit of despair. Stargrazer into more taunts into draw. Another hydration resummons now the 8/8 and the Ziliax and a 5/5.
Apologies, yeah, take it all back. Sorry.
We now get 8 more armor from Stargrazer and 4 more healing from Ziliax.
I think Yaming's plan.
We have 8 attack on the board. The Hunter has 3 secrets up and 6 minions out. 30 health on what is about 20 health from the Druid.
Well, I hope it's not freezing. And
Yamming is now starting to quiver. The tides of change are in order. There is a tsunami brewing.
I think the focus was probably on just taking away the full heal from Aeonar.
Druid is now doing Druid things at full speed.
It is still playable from hand, like on the following.
It is.
He does have.
Secrets are being triggered. The Druid absolutely just tearing them down.
All right, gonna chill.
Just gonna leave it.
The Hunter now has to think. This is what some would call a problem.
He's fighting back.
Something they haven't done in many years.
It looks at least doable.
He's trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together, but forgot what the puzzle was called.
Yeah, that's a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
He is now matching colors with other colors. This is the first step to survival.
Goal ever for Fury to get like kill Jaden down soon? Is that like, to try and just
He's trying to do a little bait and switch action. He's trying to freeze the Titan.
matchups like this?
We now have 7 minions on 7 minions. Both players have a full hand. Value is absolutely flowing this game. The soil is saturated with nutrients.
Of 3.5 minutes ago, that he is not dead in 3.5 minutes time.
Both players are thriving.
And taken that deal.
Fury was on the brink,
The problem is the Druid needed to be the aggro.
and now he is not.
Yes.
Yang Ming is the one.
His foot has left the edge of the car. He is now standing firmly in what could be somewhere near the driver's seat.
Yeah, this is the thing, like, Yamming can more or less just go, right, forever at this point. So, the onus is on Fury Hunter to get something done.
It's the Druid's turn to make his move. He must study his hand wisely, as every single card, mana, and positioning matters.
Look, see what's left for Fury.
He must also try to waive the thought that each individual play he makes in this game is thousands of dollars. Winning this game is hundreds of thousands of dollars. The title of being a Hearthstone World Championship winner rides on each and every turn, which used to end at 10 mana. We're currently at 14. More mana, more spending, more mistakes. Fury has to keep it clean, keep it straight, keep it right, and always keep it tight. There is no room for mistakes.
had one Stargrazer
Double
already,
hydration
the
station in
Zodiacs
his
didn't
hand.
play.
Absolutely
Your hydration
quenched
stations are
with
kind of
thirst.
set up, and you have them both in hand already.
There is a lot of opportunity here to make the right play, and there is a lot of opportunity to make the wrong play.
Might well be, you know.
Kill Jaden is a
I was
very
looking at what the cards
intense
that were left. I just
move.
don't know if any of those cards are better than stacking this now.
For those of you
Yeah.
unaware with Kill Jaden, he is a 7
I think
mana
the
7/7.
Malfurion's
Replace your
gifts
deck
are
with a
the biggest
Legion
loss
portal.
in the
Each and every
edition
turn
for
this
Fury, just because of the
is
extra
alive, the
flexibility
minions
of
inside of it get
the
+2/+2. Meaning, you have an endless onslaught of demons that'll
Here
eventually
comes
outswarm
two
and
copies
outstat your
of
opponent.
Fizzle, which means we are looping
Most of the value
infinite
from the Druid deck is in the
snapshots.
hand.
Everyone's
Double
favorite
Hydration
thing.
Station, Ceaseless
This is what
Expanse,
surprised me the
Dungar.
most about
Keep
this
in mind that
build
Dungar
is
can pull
just the
demons
fact
from the portal.
that
So Dungar,
Scout
even though got no value in the core of
right?
what
Like,
is
it
the
should be
Druid deck,
someone
the
to-
Dungar will
Yeah, why is it
actually
always
be an
alive?
essential
Like,
part
but
of
it
now
is. It's
putting
just
the
way
Kill
meta
Jaden
is.
demon
I've
plan
not seen it other
together.
than, like, against Rogue. It just lives.
The Hunter now has established a full Christmas tree of secrets. He's celebrating early.
Pushing through.
The gifts are not what Fury wants to receive, but he will be receiving without any word.
Obviously, no guarantee that Fury Hunter hasn't just set the hydration stations
These
on
secrets
fire.
are very similar to the
Which
boxes
sounds
in
like
my
an
room. I do not want to open them. I can't open them, but eventually we will have to open them. The Hunter goes with the 0 mana 15/15 Ceaseless Expanse. This is the first Ceaseless Expanse played this game. The Hunter has 2 of them. The Druid has 1 of them. Can Dungar pull something now? Yes. Dungar actually becomes more powerful once you've killed Jaden because it still pulls 3 cards from your deck. With the 15/15 out now, a Fury Hunter has to make a chance. Does he play the Dungar and look for some demon with taunt? Does he play his Ceaseless Expanse in response and then Dungar, not knowing that the opponent does have another Ceaseless Expanse unless he's been using hand tracking, which Fury Hunter should know that the card in Yao Ming's hand is another
The
Ceaseless.
good news is you can always use that pendant again.
He went ahead and played a spell to proc the Ice Trap, thinking Hydration Station is most likely the best card to play at this particular time. He's just deciding whether or not he's going to go ahead and use his Ceaseless to counter the other Ceaseless.
The level of granularity with which you hand track there, because one secret
If the Ceaseless
that was
lives, that's going to be a lot of damage if he
was
manages
played
to get
at
around
10
Ziliax.
cards, so did
However,
not
getting
go
around
back to the
Ziliax
hand.
has been a challenge for the Hunter
If
this
you
whole
know
game, so there should be no
exactly
reason to
which one of the
believe
secrets
that he would be
is,
able to do it
then get
easily
on.
now.
But I suspect you
Pendants?
do not.
Hostile Invader or Rager?
Play it now.
He goes with the Rager. The Rager is actually a quite nice
Props the rat
card
trap
because
as
it's a
well.
spell burst and then it automatically attacks, and that will actually go ahead and proc the freezing trap that's down, which is why Fury Hunter did not attack with Ziliax this
I don't know
turn.
where this game's gonna
Because if he
go.
attacks with Ziliax,
Yeah,
it gets
and I
returned to
think-
his
so I think
hand.
the
Even
real
though he
reason
can
why
play it, it
the
removes it
pendant
from the
gets
board.
cast
The
there is
Hunter
not
will
to get
inevitably
any
die to
minions
kill
from
Jaden. There's no way around that. That will happen.
It was just
The
to
Hunter is
activate
now
the
on the
spell
clock.
burst and push out
We've now
because,
reversed
yeah,
the sands of
Fury
time where the
recognizes,
Hunter was doing
I
the
will
hunted,
lose this game
hunting,
eventually
and
to
now the
infinite
Hunter is
Ceaseless
being the
Expanse
hunted.
now that this is set up with the
Yeah,
fizzle.
take what you can get,
Somehow
sort of
Fury Hunter has
Yeah, but
pulled
now my best
himself
wing
out of
position
what
is trying
was
to push
what
damage
I
against
deemed
every
to be
turn.
a very
Maybe
slim
have
possibility
some
of
direct
victory,
damage
and he has now turned it
from the portal,
to now
but
put
the
Yao
right
Ming,
time
the
to
Hunter,
get that
on the
last
clock.
piece over the line.
Clawing and scratching his way out of this one.
Yeah, I mean, deciding that health is completely fake now for Fury Hunter.
Fury Hunter, which was
Interesting
once
as well,
at
because
4
there was
HP,
those
is now
trades
sitting at a pretty 40 HP.
It's like,
The Hunter, thinking about using the secondary Ceaseless, throws it out. Fury now knows that the second Ceaseless has been played, and there is no way currently to how he would generate another one unless he had fizzled, which is not, because we know the fizzle is in hand. Yao Ming shuffling 5 eruptions into the deck.
Okay. so
Mixologist
no ice trap,
creating a
just
deadly
replay
brew
this
of
turn.
poisons.
did get draw a card though. Well, I'm gonna
Ignis,
assume draw a
igniting
card.
the eruptions in the deck, providing them to do more damage. Now Fury Hunter looking at Ceaseless, very, very good. Hydration Station, another possibility.
It's the thingy card.
I myself really like the 3 mana card into this hydration, but Ceaseless into hydration is also an acceptable
Oh, that's right.
play.
Yeah.
Also has enough mana now, he's at 16 to play Splitting
Don't recognize
Space
cards when
Rock.
they have the wrong
This is what we
stat
like to
lines
call
on
a
them.
reverse lethal.
Ah,
the eruption off the top,
Well, that's hydration
damaging the
station
minions on the board,
number
tracking,
2.
looking for the other eruption. Finds the
Fury.
snapshot. I didn't see that he played a snapshot,
Yeah,
which means
at the
this
break,
snapshot
the
has
board
2 more
stuck.
ceaselesses in it,
But
which means
tracking
Yao Ming needs
the
to be able to go
snapshot,
ahead and play some
Yao Ming
cards in
needs
his
the
hand to
hand
make room
space.
for the second or third
to or else-
ceaseless,
so I think
which
he
come
will always
again
get
from
ceaseless
fizzling
because they
off
were
of
in the
playing
good
the
position.
ceaseless. So he needs to be
wants
able
to
to
make
save
enough
enough
hand
mana
space
to
to
go
be able
ahead
to
and then
continue
play the
to
cards,
enter
then
the loop here.
play the
It's
snapshot, then play the
tricky.
fizzle, and then replay the
trickier.
ceaseless.
Yeah. Also, with this much stats,
We'll see how he navigates
it's
this
not
turn.
like Yan Ming can say, "Oh, it's okay. I'll wait a turn
No,
before doing anything." Right? There's
Absolutely.
way too much.
At this point in time, the hunter cannot
good
wait.
news is
The
he can
field is
spend
too
all of his
powerful.
mana before
The
that
snapshot
because,
needs
you
to
know,
be
the
played.
universal
Ceaseless
clear
needs
just
to be
costs
played,
0,
but
so
snapshot
there's
first, so he can then shuffle 2 more ceaselesses back into the deck.
And again.
Wait, no fizzle.
We are now moving to what is somehow Hunter being able to simultaneously put more pressure and outvalue the Druid back.
Fully clear the board.
Keep in mind, Space Rocks will be able to proc
There's still gonna be
the
something
freezing
left,
traps that are in play. The double ceaseless fully clears the Ziliax.
Better than nothing.
The Hunter is, or the Druid is now on the back foot.
Hold.
We are changing
We have a game of
positions
Hearthstone
faster than
breaking
2
out, yeah.
horny teenagers going at it. These players are back and forth right now.
Just Dungar and see what expansions you have in your deck.
This is information we need to know.
We've flipped quite a few times back and forth on who's winning and who is losing.
The demon doesn't look so bad because it will death rattle into another minion, right?
At this point in the game, I don't think anybody is winning in Hearthstone. I think we've reached peak new
I don't
Hearthstone.
think Dungar actually does anything though, because generally cards that say deck on them don't actually interact with the portal because the portal isn't a deck. But I concede I have never actually been in this position personally.
Yeah,
He didn't have enough space to get back the fizzle from the photo, so I think Fury wins. Fury still has to clear the boards though. Even though the Hunter can no longer go infinite, he still has a ton of value with the pupils and this guy, which gives him more of the scouts, which can now create 2 more snaps. You don't understand. We're on stage 1.
No, I thought
There's
the
more
snapshot was in
stages
there.
to
The
be
snapshot
had.
is not in there.
Because the Druid still has to, like, even though it doesn't go infinite, it goes close enough to infinite that, like, the Druid still needs to find the answers to, like, 2 ceaselesses every turn for at least 3 turns. If these trackings do not find the box, though, they have to find... Did not find the snapshot.
I've lost track of this game, I'll be honest, Sal. This was not the way I thought this ended.
You've lost track. I've barely started beginning. I've had this whole game memorized. I can play by play tell you everything they've ever done.
To the infinite. That looks like it's long gone, or even the next step's long gone.
What do you mean you've lost track?
More
That
eruptions.
eruption again.
I've never
More
got off
eruptions,
track.
Yeah.
Orienta does have that mag third.
With one foul turn, the Hunter has now gained a
Which is just-
substantial
I'm not
amount of
saying
cards
it's
in hand.
game-winning, but it's something to keep an eye on, right?
Put substantial pressure on board. Maybe this is a turn we can see a Magtheridon in action. I'm looking at a hostile invader
Again, I don't
Magtheridon
think it
type
does anything
kit
'cause
play.
It says the word deck on it, so it's just a
That looks
massive
quite
4-mana
good.
minion.
Dungar is also each and every turn growing.
might do the
Dungar
animation,
getting stronger and stronger as the game progresses and the Legion portal
I think it
Good as
might do
mine.
the
sifts
animation,
further and
but
further into darkness,
doesn't matter because it's
granting the
burning.
demons more capabilities than they had the turn before, allowing them
this is huge.
the
Look, how the
stats
deal
and
to clear
power
the board
to be
without
able to
the,
eventually
Orienta.
overwhelm the Hunter. But how soon will these resources last to when the Hunter finds out?
I mean,
Dungar,
is running out
strong
of resources.
like Ox.
Very
Ox,
genuinely, it's
strong
happening.
like Wiener.
it's happening slowly.
circle of
because
life.
You still have so much
Yo,
repeated
Geminator
value
with
per
the raid.
turn
What's
the
going
scouts
on?
and the
Welcome,
hero power
guys.
and everything
We're
else,
at the
but
finals.
It's
The
happening.
grand finals. The winner of this
Problem
is the
because
Hearthstone
Fury's on-
World
like,
Champion.
Because the health totals have flipped now. where
2-2,
Fury's the one with
last
tons of
match.
health and
Every
infinite
move
value
matters.
to an extent
Every
in the
move
portal.
counts.
So Yamming now has to worry because suddenly these
Wait,
generated demons could cause big
The
problems.
snapshot has been found.
For a second, I was like, well, that has frenzy, so you've just killed it, but it's spell burst, not frenzy.
However, I do not believe there is a way for him to copy this snapshot, so I think this might be the last snapshot.
Okay. Now we're gonna...
Fury Hunter now has to remove 2 more ceaselesses.
Okay, yeah. And there's another snapshot.
But I believe that is it.
Like Therodon's gonna push another 3.
Patches is a 1 mana 11/11 do nothing.
Oh, just actively trolling at this point. And yeah, now the other snapshot has been found.
Yeah.
Now Yang Ming will be feeling.
No, I actually think the hunter wins.
Yeah, there was a window there,
Sir
wasn't
Lance.
there?
Okay, it does work. It does work.
I think the hunter wins. This is how it's gonna play out. The Fury Hunter just used his Dungar. This is his last giant field clear, or his field that does something that needs to be dealt with. Yao Ming is just gonna play out the cheap cards. He's gonna snapshot. He's gonna ceaseless.
I mean,
Fury Hunter is gonna draw. He's gonna play out a couple cards. Then the Hunter's gonna clear those cards with the other ceaseless or with the other cards. Then Fury Hunter only draws 1 card at a time unless he hits Window Shopper, which he has not drawn yet.
Oh, it does. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I thought it would. Yeah, but it burns
From there,
like
the
pointless
Druid's just gonna
cards, but
only
yeah,
be able to play
that
1
never
minion a
matters,
turn. It won't
obviously,
have
but yeah.
taunt.
But
The Hunter's gonna be able to put down a freezing trap or deal with it in some semblance of manner or have taunts in the way. And the Hunter is just gonna pick them apart with 15/15 ceaselesses or a bunch of 2/2s and 3/2s or weapons. I do believe this game is over. I do believe the Hunter wins.
Hopefully more than last time. This might have been the last hurrah for Fury Hunter, though.
I think Fury Hunter loses in 3 turns. That is my estimate.
Here. Hope that 6 is enough.
When this Hunter ends his turn, that will be 1.
Like now,
That's it,
right?
That's it.
For
Yep.
Yang Ming, like
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
basically Yang Ming's hand. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of stuff.
But
Wait, what's in the tide pool? I don't even know.
no.
Oh.
Okay.
Right. What?
I think
a
that's
game
it.
5. Honestly, I didn't expect
Unless this is Window
This
Shopper.
has been so back and forth.
Drillfist has taunt.
Magtherodon's awake? I swear that only got played like last turn. Jeez. Okay, fine.
Okay, we've got excavate.
There's almost no way for the Druid to get spells for the
Not gonna achieve,
Rager.
Too much.
No.
But it's a massive minion, though.
The
to be
Excavate
fair. Like,
is a spell, though.
obviously, I know
Or
there's
could be a
ceaseless,
spell.
Right, of course,
So.
in the hand for Yang Ming, but a 16-17 isn't nothing.
Eruption and 1 fatigue now for Yang Ming.
I do believe there is
Can only survive
lethal here for the
2 through
Hunter.
4. From here, will die on the 5.
I do believe I see a potential
Does have
lethal
some
here
potions for a bit of potential armor gain that can change that breakpoint by 1.
because he has
Cannot
star
tell you
power.
How far I'm leaning forward watching this game.
I mean,
I'm
you also
nearly
could just like
exiting my
trade with
monitor, I'm not gonna
ceaseless,
lie.
everything else
I've
go
just got
face, and then
progressively
play the
more
other
hunched over
ceaseless.
staring at
But the
this.
thing is, we don't know. Like, rewind to 2015, right? And I'll sit here and tell you this game is solved and sap all of the fun out of proceedings. Because
There is a
it
spell.
solved, because
Okay,
all of
so
the
there is a
information
small
revealed.
window
I literally don't know what
where
Fury's
Fury
next
Hunter
card is
top
going
decks
to be,
another
so we have
Rager, and then
no
he uses
idea.
Heart Bloom, and then it attacks and it goes face. But you would have to play both of them, and the one that's smaller would have to trigger the
Like
freezing
another
trap
World
first.
Finals we had to cast at one point.
There is a small
except that
and
was free, 'cause
very
Warlock had never won a
fading
game
window,
in
and
his
it
entire
has to
life.
happen now for
It had
Fury.
the same theme, okay?
Fury
Yeah,
has
yeah,
to
yeah.
get the absolute
Right, well,
best
this is a
demon
huge
for
push
this
from Yang Ming. Fury
situation, and then
Hunter's
hit
now
what
gonna
could
just,
be a 1 in
praying
6.
to the gods.
That is the only way this is happening.
What's this, 5? This wasn't deal 3, was it? No.
It's a 1 in 6, and he needs to draw.
What even is the minion here, though? What's
That
the
is
savior?
not the
A
minion.
2020 rush?
I know you got me.
If that was the
If it had
Rager, he
taunt,
could have
maybe?
won. Because you go Rager, the small
don't
one
think that's
first,
it.
then the
Don't
other
think
one,
that's it
and then you
either.
Heart Blossom. It
think
spell
Fury
bursts
has
the
to
little
take
one.
more Curse
The
of
freezing trap
Blast
hits the
around
little
his
one. The
hand.
big one goes through and hits the Hunter in the
Realizes
face for
dream has
20.
come to an end for 1 more year.
The Rager. Then there's the Heart Bloom, which you can put on, you know, the Rager. And that's it. Yao
He sees
Ming
the
is-
cards, he throws his
Yeah.
hands in the air.
Yep.
He's figured it out, even if
The
no
demons
one else
that
in the
Fury
world
Hunter got
has.
were not very
I
good.
think at the first attempt,
Window Shopper was
China
really
has
good.
crowned
More Ragers were
a
good. There's
Hearthstone
ones
world
that steal
champion.
cards from
Yang
your
Ming gives the
opponent's
round of
deck
applause,
that are
and
really
that is
good.
the most animated
Fury Hunter
we
did
have
not
seen
get
him
good
for
demons.
3 straight days. Oh my goodness.
That's it.
what a
That
last
wraps
series,
this
baby.
up.
Yeah, and the claps there from Fury as well. Obviously, disappointment for Fury. Huge congratulations to Yan Ming, our 2024 Hearthstone World Champion. What a final
The game ended in 3 turns, as
finish
predicted.
on an amazing series, Sottle. Honestly, the ups and downs of this series, the ups and downs of this game, this is why we cast.
That last
So
game was a
huge
juicy one,
congratulations
boys.
to
That
Yan
last
Ming,
game
and
was
I don't know,
a
I can't
juicy
say enough
one.
about that last game
And now we
especially.
have
It
ourselves
could've
a new
gone
Hearthstone
anywhere,
World
and it
Champion.
kind of did go everywhere
Hunter
at this
OP.
point.